Hi guys, so this week when I asked the children in my after school program to define technology, I got answers such as like phones, TV, video games. So they knew what technology consisted of, they just couldn't really define it necessarily. So a child's definition differs from my definition regarding technology because I would define it as devices that engage one in different aspects, whether it be for social media purposes, entertainment purposes, and so on. All the kids that I asked about technology knew both what an iPhone and an iPad was, primarily because they said their siblings had one who are older, or a lot of the times they said their parents had one. And they said usually that they would play games on both these devices through different apps. One boy talked about his Xbox, and keep in mind, I work with kids in second grade, and he was like telling his friend how to add him in order to play this game on there, and it was like a violent game because he was like shooting like with his hands and stuff. He was like, "Go, yo, just go find me and add me," and the other kid was like, "Okay," and I was like just in shock that they even knew how to do this at such a young age. Um, and also, none of my kids had a Facebook, a Twitter, or an Instagram, but for the most part, they all knew what these social media sites were. And a lot of the times, they said that they've been on them before, they just don't have one because they're not allowed to since they're not old enough. Um, but if they did go on them, they said usually it was because their siblings had one. In general, mostly all of the kids' opinions about social media sites can be summed up to just the word cool. I mean, some of them said awesome, some said cool. So, in general, that was just pretty much the consensus among all the kids. I think that the children understand what media is at this age. They definitely understand what technology is, they just don't necessarily know how to define it, as I discussed earlier. And I feel like these kids, especially since they're second graders, they are able to understand, or they aren't able to understand how powerful technology really is in both like its positive and negative aspects. And I think this is crucial that these children start to learn this at a young age, because this can help prevent things such as cyberbullying, like we discussed in class. I was honestly quite shocked to find out how many kids in the after school program actually knew about all these social media sites and different uses of technology. And I do think it is important to really reiterate that there are also positive effects that can come from using this technology, just so we don't focus on the negative, such as things like cyberbullying, and really help them understand that it can be a good tool, to create a better learning environment through the internet, or to really communicate with friends, or reiterate that, yeah, it's cool to play games on apps, but it's more of like a treat and not something that you spend all your time doing. It's something you get to do for fun. And I think in this way, it teaches the kids a good balance, and it teaches them about both the negative and positive aspects of technology.